guys, and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please do me a favor, subscribe, like the video. It helps me grow my channel faster and it helps me bring you more interesting topics. So today, following the advice of one of my viewers, we're gonna speak about financial education. Um, I sometimes get the question, okay, Seb, why don't you speak more about financial education and how you started your journey and what we can do to uh, to start as well. So my financial education journey started way back, probably more than 20 years ago, when I discovered some books, namely The Richest Man in Babylon, which I recommended to you. It was written about 100 years old or more, and it's written as a set of parables based in ancient Babylon, basically saying that the rules of money are the same today. Then I've also read The Millionaire Next Door, very interesting. I also recommend it. The Rich Dad Poor Dad book of Kiyosaki, which is again very popular. So now, if we take all this and ask ourselves, okay, what do they have in common, and what's one of the first main principles to adopt? We will come to this. Pay yourself first. And this strategy is a wealth building method where you prioritize your savings and investment goals before any other um, spending. So before paying for your monthly bills, before doing discretionary expenses. And let's take a look, for example, of one of an interesting article. So this was brought to us by Vanguard, the Australian branch. How to budget using the pay yourself first method? Because that's a question I get all the time. So, Seb, if we pay ourselves first, then how can we afford to pay the rest? And people don't really realize that if you pay yourself first, then you have the remaining of the paycheck to spend. While if you try to spend your paycheck and decide to just save what is left, you will find in most cases that there's nothing left to save at the end of the month. The article author here provided three simple steps to create a budget that involves paying yourself before paying your bills. And this is how it works, according to them. Step one is to determine your financial goals. That's a good thing. So first, think of what you want. And there's a funny story. I once had a colleague in university, and we were out drinking a beer, having fun, and he said to me, "So, Seb, I really need to start some money." And I was asking him, "Okay, what for?" And he was a bit confused, and then he leaned back and he said, "I don't know yet. I'll decide when I save them." This is not how it works generally. I mean, sure, you can have like a um, more generic purpose, like saving for a rainy day or putting an emergency fund. But if you really want to be motivated about saving some money, then, as the author said here, the step one is to determine your financial goals, to see why you're saving it. So whether it's paying down debt, build an emergency fund, investing for retirement, gaining financial independence, which is my goal, or all of the above, just make sure that you know what you want to achieve. Yeah, and as they put it, it sounds easy, but it's important to know where you want to go. So it's important to keep you on the job and motivated. Then, step two, once you receive your next pay, your wage, before paying any bills, pay yourself first. So, as simple as it sounds. That means you set aside an amount of money that you have decided, could be 10%, could be 5% at first if you're not sure, and then gradually growing, and you send it to a separate account. So before spending anything, as they put it, you already have paid yourself. And step three is, now that you have already achieved your saving goals, use the rest of your income to pay for your expenses for the rest of the month. So what's left after paying yourself and paying your bills, then is money you can use for other spending purposes as long as they're affordable for you. And they end with, that's it. This is a very quick budgeting method. So I've been doing this budgeted method for years and years, and I can tell you it works. So this is the first thing I do. When my paycheck hits my account, I immediately send some money to my investment accounts. And then I forget about this money. So it's not like, oh, I'd like to go on a vacation. I'd like to buy a new coat or something new. Let me just take money from the investment accounts. No, those money should never be touched. If you have an actual emergency, that's what the emergency fund is for, but not investment money. And obviously, I won't go now into this topic because we'll discuss it throughout the next videos in more details. And I'll tell you how to build an emergency fund, then how to build a fund to maybe last you at least 3 months in case you cannot work, you are between jobs, and so on. And then separately, it's the investment fund. So the money that you want to put away for retirement or for reaching your financial goals. So, going back here, what is the pay yourself principle? We've discussed it. It's basically, as they put it here, the simplest explanation means depositing a portion of each paycheck into your savings and then the remainder spent on your expenses. Now, as the picture here says it, you can also put a post-it somewhere, maybe on the fridge, on your desk, wherever you find it good, to just remind you about this every payday. So, how the strategy works in a bit of detail. Instead of saving the money, as I've said, you treat your savings as a mandatory fixed monthly bill. So just imagine that as you get your maybe electricity bill, internet bill, subscription bill, mortgage or rent, you get a bill from yourself or from your future self, let's say, saying, okay, you have to pay me this money. So in the future, I can have a comfortable life and a secure existence. Then the allocation. So you decide here on a specific percentage or maybe fixed dollar or euro amount from every paycheck to put toward your financial goal. And then you spend the remainder according to a budget. So in the budget, the first category should be that category to pay yourself first. And it will go depending on what step you are. And here I also recommend the baby steps from Dave Ramsey. That's also a good program. Uh, First, either to create that emergency fund or to create that a fund of sustaining for about 3 months and then finally for investment. So depending where you are on that, the pay yourself first money should go to that category. Now, if we talk about the step-by-step implementation, we've said first define your financial goals, figure out why you want to save and for what, then determine the amount, percentage, or a fixed amount, and you can start with less and just grow towards a higher percentage, but it's important to build the habit. So to have this habit every month that you need to pay yourself first. And then automate your savings. This is the first, the last, sorry, and one of the most important steps to set up an automatic transfer through your bank. So maybe the money just moves out of your checking account as soon as your paycheck hits. You don't even see it. As they say, out of sight, out of mind. So it prevents you from spending the money on impulse purchases. So the benefits of using this method is, of course, it builds discipline. So treating savings like a monthly bill basically forces you to live within your means based on the money left over and to calculate and budget accordingly. So this is separately for people gaining minimum wage or close to that. We'll discuss special cases in different videos, but I'm talking here for, let's say, the general population where you can actually afford to put a small percentage towards savings and investment. Then obviously another benefit is it removes temptation. So because money is right away moved into a dedicated saving or investment account, you won't be tempted to spend it day to day on day to day wants. So one mistake that rookies always do is saying, okay, I'll just send the money tomorrow or in a few days, or I'll just think more about it. And the more you think about it, the more attractive becomes that new coat, those new shoes, that new concert ticket, whatever, depending. So it's better not to be tempted. Just remove the temptation by paying yourself first right away as the paycheck hits. And doing it automatically just basically keeps you out of your sight. So don't forget, out of sight, out of mind. And of course, by doing this, you accelerate wealth creation. So think of a snowball. If you are at top of a hill, a snowy hill, and you build a small snowball, it's small at first, and then you roll it and it gathers more and more snow. And then at some time, it really gets into traction and becomes larger and larger. This is how wealth creation works with the composite compound rate, basically making the saved money amount larger and larger in the future. So first year, let's say you have 1,000 euro and they generate maybe 5%, let's say. Then the next year you'll have another 1,000 euro that you put the 1,000 euro from the first year, but also 5% of that first amount. And then in the third year, you'll have 5% of the second year, and then 5% from the first year, and the compounded interest on top on that. So it gets larger and larger. So this is just an intro video. I've also put a poll there if you want me to discuss more about financial education, personal finance, basically how we can navigate ourselves, our budgets in this bad economy. So let me know. And until next time, guys, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.